Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hunger Solutions Network. I'm Joe Walker, Food Shelf Program Manager. You know, as we kick off Hunger Solutions Network programming for the evening, on behalf of Hunger Solutions Minnesota, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for logging in to our first ever virtual fundraiser and inviting us into your home. We're humbled by your open arms and your open hearts, by your curiosity and your generosity. You know, in the best of times, food insecurity is a real and traumatizing circumstances for 1 in 12 families in Minnesota. And now, due to the pandemic and the civil unrest in communities across our state, the challenge of providing healthy meals and supportive services to our neighbors and our friends, be they children or seniors or working adults, it's never been greater. But fortunately, there are things we can do together as a network to be the rising tide that lifts all boats. And here, to share her remarkable insight into the challenges we face and the solutions we can all be a part of, please welcome Hunger Solutions Minnesota's Executive Director, Colleen Moriarty.
Thank you all for tuning in tonight. I want to thank our presenting sponsors, Cargill and Maury's Automotive Group, and for Blue Cross Blue Shield joining us again this year. Hunger is a pervasive issue. It can happen to anyone. Through the pandemic, we're seeing almost 1 in 5 families in Minnesota facing food insecurity or not knowing where their next meal is coming from. Before we get into the program tonight, we want to share with you a story of one of those families. Bianca and Angelo, like so many other Minnesota families, were in need. They needed food to feed their children, and they needed help. They found that help. And part of finding that help, according to Bianca, was reaching out for, as she says, closed mouths don't get fed.
At first coming to the food shelf, I was scared and a little embarrassed, to have to ask for food, but people are just polite to us and they're friendly and they're all givers, and it's really helpful when you don't have much and you need some assistance. I have 4 children and their ages are 12, 6, 4, and 2. Oftentimes I wonder where the next meal is going to come from. I look for people that can help, like resources like Shiloh with the food shelf, or there's other agencies that help out with families in need with food, rent assistance, your home, or personal care, So I just look for people that are supportive, and like Shiloh's been a huge support to me and my family. I just look for their smiles. I know that they're full, and I know that they're not hungry, and they don't need anything after, we've been to the food shelves, or when I prepare dinner. If they're full and ready to go from the table, then it's job well done. That's
just to see the smile on their face.
Yes, don't be afraid to ask for your neighbor's help, because we're all here to help each other. And with the pandemic and things, the world the way it is right now, it'll be easier for you in life to just accept the support and not be afraid of it.
They're gonna help you. They are gonna help you.
No closed mouths won't get fed either.
All right.
Thank you, Bianca and Angelo, for being brave enough to share your story. It's stories like this that reinforce the fact that food is a human right. It's why I'm so proud of the work we've done at Hunger Solutions to step up and step forward to help the community in this time of great need. Hunger Solutions' response to the COVID crisis has been varied. From day one, the Minnesota Food Helpline has been there to help connect people in need to food assistance. In just the first 6 months, we've already had more calls than we had in all of 2019. Recognizing the need to get food to people, we've helped fund hunger relief organizations that deliver food to people's doors and help them stay physically distant. We've seen both heroic effort and financial strain on food shelves, and we've helped distribute grants that have helped them keep the lights on and get the necessary supplies and resources to meet this unprecedented demand for food. A food desert is a community that lacks access to affordable fruits, vegetables, and whole grains that make up a healthy diet. This lack of access often leads to underlying health conditions such as diabetes or hypertension. Shiloh Temple International Ministries, with the financial assistance of Hunger Solutions, helps meet the natural needs of North Minneapolis through their food rescue program. Let's meet them now.
The way I see hunger, the way in this community and the way it's experienced as it could come out in the form of violence. The way it's experienced in this community, it could come out in the form of poverty. And this community really needs something like Hunger Solutions. And the reason being is because this community is a food desert and doesn't have access to healthy food, healthy vegetables, healthy fruit, healthy meats, and it's a lot of processed food. So then you get a lot of underlying health conditions that we're dealing with right now that's killing people in this pandemic. We didn't realize that the riots were coming. We didn't know that George Floyd was gonna happen. We didn't realize that COVID-19 was coming. So we didn't know the impact of the financial contribution that Hunger Solutions gave us until now we're able to meet those needs. And when you see a senior like smiling, some of them stopping me in the hall, Pastor J, I got my meal. It was so delicious, because they're getting cooked meals brought to their door. And these are homebound seniors in wheelchairs that they don't have access to medicine over here anymore because the community is right now just distraught, right? But we are, as a faith-based community, as a church, we want to be the rebuilder. Like we're the church is called to rebuild and be the repair of breaches. And that's what we're being right now. We're being a repair of the hunger.
There is such peace when you see a hungry mouth filled, when you see struggling families made whole, when brokenness is healed, deliverance is granted. We have to understand that we're in 2020, but the condition of our community needs immediate attention right now. So whenever someone comes around with Hunger Solutions and says, listen, here's what we want to do. We want to be a benefit. We want to help. We want to be effective. We got to feel good about what we're doing. There is no wasted time, and there is no wasted space when you give to something like this.
After the murder of George Floyd, civil unrest followed. The grocery stores disappeared in that area, and the transportation was completely shut down. People in the Twin Cities didn't have anywhere to go to get food. We worked quickly to update the Get Help map to include information on pop-ups and free food distributions, so when people were searching for food, they knew where to go. Now that the immediate crisis has passed, we're still working with pop-ups and food shelves to continue to meet the needs of their community. And we are deeply committed to ending the systemic racism in the hunger relief system. But we can't do this work without you. We know we're going to continue to see unprecedented levels of need, and we're counting on your support. Please go to hungersolutions.org/rising tides to make a contribution tonight.
One of these Hunger Solutions stars is sitting in the secret square, and the contestant who picks that square has the chance to win an all-expense-paid trip to Paris, Kentucky, home of bourbon country. Is it Julie Roby, Mary Mitchell, Jessica Webster, Fun Chang, Kathy Zeman, Erin May Quaid, Sean Morrison, Ryan Kerrigan, or Harry the Hunger Hound? All in the Hunger Solutions Squares. And now, let's meet the master of the Hunger Solutions Squares, Joe Walker.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Hunger Solutions Squares. Hello, stars. We've got an exciting evening in front of us, so let's get to it and meet our contestants. Joining us tonight from the KS95 afternoon show, it's Stacy and Hutch. Welcome to Hunger Solutions Squares.
Thank you.
It's Hutch. Stacy was telling me backstage that you kind of lose a lot at life.
Yeah, tonight it's a little different. But she's right, I do. Yeah, kind of like that jacket.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And Stacy, how are you?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over the loudness of that coat.
That's fantastic. Well, we're excited you're here and looking forward to testing the depth of your knowledge on hunger and hunger solutions in the great state of Minnesota. Our circle this evening is you, Stacy, and Hutch, you'll be our ex, but you're still on really good terms. Now, before we start, let's show our home audience the secret square. Stacy, you won the coin toss backstage, so go ahead and select a square.
Okay, I think I will go with Jessica Webster.
Good evening, Jessica. Here is your question. In Minnesota, 107 farmers markets participate in something that positively affects the lives of so many Minnesotans. Jessica, what is it that they're all a part of?
So first of all, getting these 107 farmers markets to all come together in this effort is an amazing feat and it needs to be acknowledged. So well done. And the answer is that they all participate in the Guinness Book of World Records biggest Macarena dance.
That is a fun dance.
It is wonderful. Stacy, Jessica says it's the world's biggest Macarena. Is she right? Or is she simply muy loco?
I think she might be a little muy loco. Now, if she would have said the Dougie or, I don't know, the stanky leg, that would have been maybe one, but no, I don't.
What was that?
The stanky leg.
Yeah.
You're not cool enough to know. I'm going to say that it is not true. That's not right.
That is wise. The correct answer is they all participate in the Market Bucks program.
Which is just as much fun as the Dougie.
And the stanky leg.
Right.
Market Bucks is a state-funded program ran by Hunger Solutions that doubles SNAP EBT dollars at farmers markets. Stacy, you get the circle. Hutch, which star would you like?
I would like to go with Kathy Zeman.
Fabulous. Kathy, here is your question. This program, created to help healthcare providers to identify people who are food insecure and connect them with food resources, is called what?
It's Just Lunch. That's how my friend actually met her former husband.
Hutch, Kathy says it's just lunch. And you say?
Well, I don't want to bumble this one, but that doesn't match with my thinking. So I'm going to swipe left and say no, that is not the correct answer.
Well, Hutch, when it comes to answers, there are plenty of fish, but you hooked the right one. Kathy's answer was false. The correct answer is SNAP-RX, the program that connects healthcare patients experiencing food insecurity to the Minnesota Food Helpline to get connected with the food resources in their local community. Hutch, you get the X. Stacy, pick a star.
Okay, I think that I will go with Sean Morrison.
All right. Sean, here is your question. In 2000, the Minnesota Food Shelf Association and Minnesota Food Bank Network merged to become what organization?
Should I be offended you gave me the no-brainer question? This is easy. The answer is Arby's. We've got the meat.
Stacy, Sean says it's Arby's. Is he correct?
Well, who doesn't love Arby's,
It's true.
But I think they've been around a lot longer than before 2000. So I'm going to say that is incorrect.
You're right. Arby's first opened in Boardman, Ohio in 1964. In the year 2000, the Minnesota Food Shelf Association and Minnesota Food Bank Network merged to become Hunger Solutions.
We've got the solution.
Yes, we do. Yes, and you've got the circle. Hutch, pick a star.
I'm going to go with Julie Roby to block.
Good call, Julie Roby. Here is your question. How many staff members work for Hunger Solutions Minnesota?
Well, they're a team, and they know how to play strategic defense, but can also go on offense. And when needed, they huddle up and figure out how to play successfully to win a game against Hunger, just like football, which has 11 players. So I'm going with 9 because it's baseball season. So 9.
Hutch, Julie says 9 because, well, it's baseball season. What do you think?
I have no clue on this one. I do love baseball, so I'm going to use some of Julie's logic, but I think that is false.
In the words of former Twins announcer John Gordon, Hutch 'em all. You're right. The correct answer is not 9, but actually 11. You get the X and the block. Stacy, which star are you headed?
Okay, I'm going with Fun.
Fun. Here's your question. What does PEBT stand for? PEBT.
Yes, I know this one. This is actually based on Facebook and the whole Throwback Thursday phenomenon. PEBT stands for Please Eat Bacon Thursday. You take a picture of yourself eating bacon and then you post it on Instagram.
Instaham?
Instagram.
So Stacy, Fun says PEBT stands for Please Eat Bacon Thursday. Is she right?
I think that is a good idea. But I think that's a little too much Insta-ham. I'm going to have to respectfully disagree. Although it is a good idea, I'm going to say no.
And you are correct, Stacy. PEBT stands for Pandemic Electronic Benefit Transfer. PEBT helps families replace the meals that children lost because schools are closed due to closure and COVID-19. Stacy, you get the circle. Hutch, pick a star.
Well, obviously, I'm going to go with Ryan Kerrigan.
Ryan, here is your question. Since 2002, Hunger Solutions has been tracking something, and in 2019, they recorded the highest total of what they've been tracking ever. What were they tracking?
Ooh, it's a lot of data. Got it. Bigfoot. They were tracking Bigfoot.
He says Bigfoot. What do you think?
This is a tough one. I actually thought I spotted Bigfoot once in Las Vegas. It was actually just Dwayne, the bounty hunter dog Chapman. But no, I don't think they've been, I'm going to say no.
Well played, Hutch. The correct answer is Minnesotans' visits to food shelves. 2019 broke the record for the highest number of visits, and unfortunately, 2020 stands poised to smash that record. To all of our viewers, stick around. We'll be right back for Game 2 after this quick commercial break.
We've had a great partnership with the Governor's Office and the Department of Human Services in responding to the community's food needs. Joining us this evening is Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan. Thanks for being here, and I owe you one, pal.
Hi, this is Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, and I'm really excited to be here with you virtually to celebrate Hunger Solutions and their work to end hunger in Minnesota. While we are really well known as an agricultural state that feeds the rest of the world, Minnesotans still struggle with hunger, and this issue is personal to me. Growing up, my mom and I needed extra help with SNAP, which back in the day we called food stamps. And even with that help, it wasn't until I was much older that I realized that sometimes when my mom said she wasn't hungry, it meant that we didn't have enough food in the house. It's programs like SNAP and the work of organizations like Hunger Solutions that truly made a critical difference for my family. And it matters tremendously still for families today. Hunger has been a persistent challenge for a long time. In 2019, we saw a record 3.6 million food shelf visits across the state, the 9th consecutive year with over 3 million visits. In Minnesota, Black communities, Indigenous communities, and communities of color are almost twice as likely to experience food instability compared to white households. And like many other crises, COVID-19 has exposed and exacerbated the food crisis many Minnesotans face. When a pandemic began early this spring, we were able to work quickly and efficiently with Hunger Solutions to respond to this growing crisis. Together, we've been working to distribute over $20 million in state and federal emergency relief resources for food shelves, food banks, and transportation solutions so we can get food where it is needed most. Unfortunately, the public health emergency isn't over. We know families continue to face unprecedented economic hardship over the coming months. Our commitment is to ensure that no one goes hungry. Now, I have to say a big thank you to Hunger Solutions for your leadership and for doing whatever it takes. Your work is the work. Chi Miigwech, thank you so much. And the governor and I are proud to partner with you in this work.
Thank you again to Lieutenant Governor Flanagan for your support and for your leadership. It makes a true difference.
Welcome back to the Hunger Solutions Squares, and here's your host, Joe Walker.
Thank you, Johnny. Welcome back, stars, and of course, our contestants, Stacy and Hutch. Stacy, pick a star.
I'm going to go with Harry the Hunger Hound, please.
All right, you got it. Harry, how many Minnesota counties does Hunger Solutions serve?
I'm going to say all of them.
Harry, could you be a little more specific?
My bad. Hunger Solutions serves all Minnesota counties.
I was looking for a specific number.
Oh, I have no idea. I'll go with 300.
There are 87 counties in Minnesota, Harry.
Oh, that was way too high. I'll go with 200.
How about 87?
Sure, but that just seems low to me.
Just trust me, Harry.
Okay, fine. I'll go with 87. Wow. Somebody got up on the wrong side of the litter box this morning.
Unbelievable. Well, it's 30 seconds of my life I'll never get back. Stacy, Harry says 87. Agree, disagree, or agree to disagree?
I'm going to take a wild guess and say bicycle. No. 300. No, look at your face. I believe it's 87.
Well, that is correct. Hunger Solutions serves every one of Minnesota's 87 counties. You get the circle, and Hutch, pick a star.
I'm gonna go with, Mary Mitchell.
Mary Mitchell, you are the secret square. Hutch, get this correct, and you'll be headed to Paris.
Harry.
Mary, here is the question. What location in Minnesota has almost 7 visits every single minute?
This is a tough one for me because I am a huge Twins fan, but unfortunately, the answer is the pitcher's mound at Target Field.
So your answer is the mound at Target Field? Seriously?
No, actually, it's food shelves.
Hutch?
I'm gonna say I agree with her.
Hey, that's the correct answer, and it is indeed food shelf. 7 visits per minute in the state of Minnesota. Hutch, you get the X. And of course, you're off to bourbon country. Stacy, pick a square.
Well, Joe, I think I'm going to go with Aaron May Quaid.
All right, Aaron, here we go. And this is a 2-part question. In the last 5 years, this group, with a 50% increase, became the fastest growing group to visit what? So tell us, what is that group and where do they visit?
Okay, so I know this answer because I'm actually part of this group and I've done this myself. So what are Prince fans and what is Paisley Park? Diamonds and pearls.
So Stacy, what do you think? Does Purple Rain?
Oh, what the heck? Let's go crazy and say no.
And good call. The correct answer are seniors and food shelves. Seniors are the fastest growing group of food shelf visitors, and senior visits to food shelves have increased 50% in the last 5 years. Stacy, you get the circle. Stacy is our winner. And as our winner, you'll receive Harry the Hunger Hound's personalized outgoing phone message.
Oh, good.
Congrats.
Yay.
Well, thank you to all of our stars, and thank you to Stacy and Hutch from KS95. Thanks to all our Hunger Solutions partners, and thanks to you at home for being here tonight. And as they say on the dating game, bye-bye.
With so many people in need of help, how do you get connected? Well, it all starts with a call to our Minnesota Food Helpline. Yes, it's difficult and humbling to pick up the phone and make that first call, but for households across the state, our Minnesota Food Helpline is there to answer that call. They connect those facing food insecurity with the programs and the resources that they desperately need and deserve.
Thank you for calling the Minnesota Food Helpline. Abby speaking. How can I help you? So fielding phone calls that range in need and kind of emotion is very challenging. You want to be able to provide information right away and to be able to provide some sense of comfort and relief for families and individuals in need.
People who are in this situation where they just need a little bit of help for a little bit of time, like they're good people.
Yeah, so I will just ask, a number of questions, not too many.
You know, everybody has struggles, everybody falls on hard times here and there. And not everybody comes from the same type of background where they have as much family or community who can step up and help them. That's where Minnesota and the food access world as a whole in Minnesota has really become the family and community for these people who need that help. And that's all it is. It's just somebody who needs a little bit of help.
Yeah, definitely. And would you like information on the SNAP program?
You know, I work here because of my own personal lived experiences with this issue. I grew up being very aware of the fact that we were on the SNAP program. My parents had to use food shelves, and so I remember that. And then in my early 20s, when I was serving with the AmeriCorps program, I was on the SNAP program myself. And so if it weren't for these types of programs out there, I don't know where I would be in my life. And so I just have this, this connection to work with people who are going through the same situation, and, you know, I have that empathy and compassion for them.
Based on that information, it does sound like you may qualify for SNAP.
Private funding makes a huge difference in the work we do. It allows us to have an impact within communities in a way that we can't with other forms of funding. It really allows us to act quickly and efficiently and do the work that needs to get done.
If you can donate, if you can volunteer at a food shelf, if you can provide information to a friend, anything helps, and even just a little act goes a long way.
Thanks, Abby and Nicole. We have such a great team working on the helpline. We want to thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and a huge thank you to our sponsors and to our participants in tonight's program. We need your support so we can continue to support families like Bianca and Angelo, organizations like the Shiloh Temple, and the callers to the Minnesota Food Helpline. We can't do this work without you. We know we're going to continue to see an unprecedented level of need, and we're counting on your support. Please go to hungersolutions.org/rising tides to make a contribution tonight.
Now, I know television and I know my food, and what we just witnessed was remarkable programming. But it can't be sustained without your support. Hunger Solutions needs you to keep tuning in, leaning in, and most importantly, pitching in. Your donations can make the difference between a family sitting down to a healthy meal or laying down with an empty stomach. So please take a minute. Go to hungersolutions.org/rising tides. You know, a rising tide doesn't just lift all boats. It can also feed all Minnesotans. On behalf of Hunger Solutions Minnesota, I'm Jason DeRusha. Thanks for watching.